Are your houseplants looking messy, overgrown, or even unhealthy? The secret to keeping them thriving is proper pruning. Today, I'll show you exactly how to prune indoor plants the right way, step by step. So whether you're a seasoned plant parent or just starting out, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be a pro at pruning. Let's get started. Hi friends, welcome back to our channel about houseplant care. We're so glad you're here. Today, we're gonna teach you how to prune almost any houseplant. And we've got a bunch of great pruning tips along the way. Now, first off, let me show you what happens when you don't prune your plants. Look at this pothos. There are so many leaves that it's actually blocking the sink behind it. This monstera is also getting a little leggy. All these stems are growing tall and skinny and climbing toward the light. And these spiderets are falling over because there's no support. They're falling over and touching the soil, which can cause problems. But if you prune your plants regularly, you can prevent these problems from happening. Plus, pruning has a lot of other benefits, like encouraging new growth, improving air circulation, preventing pests, shaping your plant to look its best, and encouraging flowers and leaves. For example, pruning a spider plant helps prevent overcrowding, which makes the plant bushier. It also helps the plant stay compact and prevent legginess. Pruning a peace lily by cutting yellow leaves encourages new growth and keeps the plant looking neat. You can even prune to shape your plant. Take this pothos for instance. By removing the lower leaves, you can reveal the beautiful climbing stems. And by pruning to remove old faded leaves, you'll encourage your plant to produce more of these attractive leaves. These are called aerial roots. So give pruning a try and watch your plants thrive. So now that you know why pruning is important, let's talk about what you'll need and then we'll get into the how-to. You'll need a couple of things to get started. A pruner's or sharp scissors, a pair of gardening gloves, and some alcohol wipes to clean your tools. If you want to wear shorts, feel free to do so, but we recommend wearing gloves while you prune. That way you can avoid getting any cuts or scrapes on your hands. Also, make sure your tools are clean. If they're dirty, you can spread disease while you prune. So take a wipe and clean off your tools before you get started. Next, find the sections of the plant that need pruning. This will most likely be leaves that are yellow, dead, or maybe brown. Now, sometimes you'll see leaves that have brown spots all over them. Those leaves are probably better off just being removed completely. And when you have a plant that's growing leggy or tall and skinny, it's time to prune and remove some of those stems. Now, the nice thing is most indoor plants will benefit from pruning. No matter what kind of plant you have, the basics are always the same. Okay, so once you found the sections you're going to prune, it's time to get snipping. Now, the number one rule is to always look for the node or the base of the leaf or the stem and prune right above that. Here's a close-up to show you where to cut. See this little bump right here? This is the node and this is where you'll want to make your cut. So the first thing you do is identify the section of the leaf or the stem that needs pruning. Then find the node or the base of that leaf or that stem and make your cut just above that. And your cut should always be at an angle. And you can prune the plant back to the node. You can also prune just above the node, but don't prune below the node. Always prune above that node. The next thing you'll want to do is remove any faded flowers or stems that block the light. Most flowering plants will flower once, and then you'll need to prune away those dead flowers. And if you have a plant that has leggy stems, prune those away as well. Another thing you can do while you're pruning is to check for pests. Sometimes you'll see little bugs crawling around on the plant, or maybe you'll see webs in the nooks and crannies of the plant. If you do see pests, you'll need to treat the plant accordingly. And one last thing to remember while you're pruning is don't prune too much. You should never prune more than 1/3 of the plant at a time. This can stress the plant and harm it. So make sure you leave plenty of healthy growth on the plant while you're pruning. And that's it. You're now officially a pruning pro. Let me give you a few more tips to help you along the way. And again, here's a quick recap of everything we've covered. First, find the section of the leaf or the stem that needs pruning. Then find the node or the base of that leaf or that stem and make your cut just above that. Your cut should always be at an angle. And another tip is to always prune above the node and not below the node. The next thing you'll want to do is remove any faded flowers or stems that block the light. Another thing you can do while you're pruning is to check for pests. Sometimes you'll see little bugs crawling around on the plant, or maybe you'll see webs in the nooks and crannies of the plant. If you do see pests, you'll need to treat the plant accordingly. And one last thing to remember while you're pruning is don't prune too much. You should never prune more than 1/3 of the plant at a time. This can stress the plant and harm it, so make sure you leave plenty of healthy growth on the plant while you're pruning. You'll also want to water your plant lightly after you prune. Again, don't soak the plant, just lightly moisten it. And place your plant in bright indirect light. Just a reminder, pruning can stress your plant for a few days, but don't worry, it will bounce back and be stronger than ever. Alright, we've covered a lot of information in this video, so let's go over a few common mistakes to avoid while you prune. Mistake number 1 is over pruning. You don't want to prune too much. You should never prune more than 1/3 of the plant at a time. This can stress the plant and harm it, so make sure you leave plenty of healthy growth on the plant while you're pruning. Mistake number 2 is using dirty or dull scissors. If your tools are dirty, you can spread disease while you prune. So make sure you clean your tools before you get started. And if your tools are dull, you'll actually crush the plant instead of making a clean cut. So make sure you get yourself a good pruners or a good pair of scissors that are sharp and ready to snip. Mistake number 3 is cutting in the wrong place. Now you never want to prune below the node. Always prune above that node. Alright friends, now that you know how to prune properly, let's go over a quick summary of everything we've learned today. Pruning isn't something to be afraid of. In fact, it's one of the best ways to keep your indoor plants healthy and beautiful. By following these easy steps, you can keep your plants looking their best and prevent any potential problems down the road. So don't wait. Give your plants the love they need with the power of pruning. Thanks for watching, friends. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, share it with a plant lover, and don't forget to subscribe for more indoor plant care tips every week. We'll see you soon.